In today's fast-paced world, conversation skills have never been more crucial. As digital communication takes centre stage, the ability to connect and engage with people, both online and face-to-face, has never been more important. And it's also what sets you apart when you do it well. Whether it's going for a job interview, meeting new friends, creating first impressions, or potentially facilitating a performance-based discussion, the ability to converse and communicate with people effectively is really what will set you apart, and it's an underutilized skill if you can tap into it. Not only does it give you higher levels of confidence, it also increases your abilities, and it helps you navigate some really diverse life stuff. Let me show you how to develop those skills. Hello, I'm Sasha from Creative Learning Circles. For the majority of my career, I've been the leader of learning and development teams. Generally, that is a support function for businesses to help them with people challenges. These videos I'm producing for you are a summary of my learnings. They're built to be actionable how-tos that give you an elevation on real-world life stuff. Hopefully you stick around and watch them. Lesson 1. Make friends with feedback. Feedback is the breakfast of champions, and here's how to utilize it when becoming self-aware. 3 things you should do. First thing, rate yourself conversationally. Ask yourself, if I were to give myself a conversation rating out of 5, what would it be? What would be my top 3 strengths? What would be my 3 areas that I would focus on? Step 1. Ask yourself, reflect upon yourself. Step 2, broaden your audience and ask others. Capture a feedback mechanism where you can ask people, what would you rate me conversationally? What would you say my strengths are? And what would be the 3 things you'd ask me to focus on to be a more effective conversation master? Lesson 2, always know your 3 focus areas. And when you have a nice cross sample of feedback received from others, you'll start to see patterns and themes emerge with what people say about you. And in doing so, you'll identify your 3 focus areas for self-development in terms of conversation skills, and your self-awareness unlocks. Lesson 3. Beware of the conversation troll. Ego is the troll under the bridge of conversation. If you think about what we're creating when we are conversing with others, it's a metaphoric bridge of connection between each other, and the ultimate goal of our conversations are to be connected with someone at the time. Where the ego troll comes into that dynamic, it's a disruptor. It takes away the connection, it disrupts the two-way back and forth flow, and could play out as one party being dismissive. They might reject or not consider any feedback that's been drawn towards them. They may feel that as an attack on themselves, hence why they can be dismissive. They might even disregard or belittle the thoughts or the feedback being received their way. And they may even get angry at receiving the feedback as well. But if you do harbour a potential ego troll under your bridge, then be wary, because they will absolutely create blind spots for yourself. You will accidentally be placing limitations on the level of connectedness you form from conversing with others, and your path to self-awareness becomes very clouded. So yeah, on your journey to conversation mastery, absolutely, Be aware of trolls. Lesson 4. Tap into feedback circles. When you tap into feedback circles, you're tapping into an acceleration to your personal and professional growth. As we talked about with the ego troll under the conversation bridge, it's important to be okay with constructive criticism. And when you are okay with it, you'll gain a real broad and varying perspectives from people around how you come across conversationally. And what it does is it refines your self-awareness and really tunes into the finer details of how you come across conversationally and how well you are received. But it also challenges your internal beliefs, which is great for growing yourself because it allows you to stretch your normal comfort zones. It allows you to be aware of your blind spots, and it really gets you closer to self-awareness and conversation mastery. The key is to find a couple of people that you trust, share with them what you're working on, get their permission to capture feedback around your progression, and you'll be surprised. People like helping other people. So just be brave enough to ask the question and you'll be amazed with what happens. And if you tap into feedback, you're really tapping into yourself. So hopefully by now your mind is racing and you are tapping into becoming more self-aware conversationally speaking. I've given you a number of different tools and ways to tap into this self-awareness. Feel free to use that form that I was showing you in terms of, hey, what would you rate me conversationally? What would you say my strengths are? And if you were to ask me to change or work on a couple of things, what would they be? So feel free to use that form. I also gave you a way to start a conversation with someone in terms of asking permission for them to track for maybe 1 or 2 things you're working on conversationally. As part of all that, it revolves around knowing and being fully aware of your top 3 focus areas, and also making sure you don't self-sabotage with an ego troll under your bridge. So continue your journey with self-discovery, self-awareness, and tapping into your conversation mastery. I will see you in the next video where we talk about your top 3 areas, things you're working on, and also the ingredients needed. Drop a comment and let me know what you're working on. I'll see you in the next one.